Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rusty Surplus channel for another episode. I've got my Standard Pro M1 carbine out, and I was going to take it out to the range and shoot it. It's been in my safe for about 4 years, and I thought I'd take it all apart, look at it, grease it up, make sure everything was ready to go. It's been through the rebuild process after the war, so I wonder how many standard products parts are still on here. So I'll be looking at that and everything. But like I said, I got this from a collector here in town about 4 years ago, and Vince Berchi, and he was really a good guy. And I was out at the range, and he said, "I've got some of those," and I asked him if he wanted to sell one, and he said sure. So I ended up going out to his house, beautiful house. His collection out there was just unreal. They're everywhere, all kinds of Winchester rifles, lever action 94s, military surplus guns, and all this stuff. And anyway, he had these 3 M1 carbines out there. He had an Inland, and he had this Standard Pro out there, Standard Products, and he had this one out there. This Winchester M1 carbine, and it's had this Thompson grip added, and I mean, it is really cool, you know. I asked him, I said, "Hey, you want to sell that one?" He goes, "No, that was my dad's, and I'm not selling that one." But anyway, Vince passed away about 8 months ago, by the date of this video, and this M1 Winchester is on loan from his brother Phil. So I'm going to be doing a video on that, so stay tuned. That's going to be a great little video, so check that out. Anyway, let's get this torn apart. Like I said, it's been through the rebuild process. The one thing that's kind of getting to me is this sight here. I believe that this sight was original when it came from the factory. And because the reason I think that is because of the serial number, and they started issuing these sights, these number 2 rear sights, in February 1944, and that's the date on this. So, and if it went, when it went through the rebuild process, it would have had the number 3 rear sight, which has the smaller dial, a knurled dial, and they were cheaper to make. So the number 2 sight is definitely the best sight. But anyway, let's take it apart, see what we got. Okay, we've got it all field stripped down here. Getting some shadows in, but I hope you can see it. The stock is a potbelly Type 5 stock. It's a beauty. It was put on in the rebuilding process after the war, and all those that were put on after the war were Springfield, as you can see there somewhere, let's see, Springfield Armory stocks. And this one was rebuilt at the Anniston, Alabama stamp there. This saw very little use after the war, I'll tell you. There's not a ding on it. I mean, it's beautiful. Okay, and handguard here. Handguard, Springfield Armory, it's marked there. 4 rivet handguard. The trigger housing is marked ST, which is a Standard Pro. It's a Type 4 trigger housing. It's been brazed, stamped, all stamped parts, and brazed together, copper brazing, I guess. The hammer is SW, that's Standard Pro. And down in there, the sear is marked SW, so got an official Standard Pro trigger housing. Let me grab it down here. And the bolt. All of the bolts for Standard Pro were marked with just numbers as they progressed through the manufacturing. They all just got numbering and stuff. Even the butt plates, the original butt plate, SS3, right here on the edge, right here is marked for Standard Pro. Probably can't see it, but my camera's not very good at these close-ups. But the magazine, SS4, I think I replaced that. I think it just had some other kind of magazine here, but that's a Standard Pro magazine. Let me grab it here. The slide, I'm not sure what type it is, but it's marked PI in there. You can see it in there. That's an inland, so that was replaced during the rebuilding process after the war. And the barrel action, of course, it got a bayonet lug and everything, and there's an N right there on the sight, which is correct. The barrel up here is an Underwood barrel, which was the most widely used barrel for Standard products, and it's marked 244. So February 1944 is when this was made, and the rear sight is a Type 2 rear sight, which I think was put on there when it was made out of the factory. I don't think this ever had one of the flip sights, 200 and 300 yards, because they started issuing these sights in like February 1944. They started, and all the, and according to my serial number, I think this is how this was issued. I don't think this was put on here during the rebuilding process. I don't know. According to the serial number, it's close. When the rifle was made, and issuing these sights to be put on at the factory. Anyway, I have a pretty much genuine Standard Pro here, the parts. While we're at it, let's take a look down the bore here real quick. Man, that's nice down there. It's clean, the rifling. I'd say if this one was shot very little. Very square edges on the lands and grooves there. Cool, man. Okay, we made it out here to the range real early, and it's really cold out here this morning, but we're going to run a few rounds through the Standard Pro and see how she shoots. Yeah, it shoots pretty good. Real happy with it. Well, we're back from the range. The Standard Pro is shooting really good. No malfunctions. It's kind of fun to shoot, and It's getting pretty cold out there, but but anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next episode on the Rusty Surplus channel. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.